It's October 12th of 2020, Monday morning. I show it'll be about 9:04 a.m. So the first thing on our agenda this morning is to pledge to the flags and our invocation led by Commissioner Martinez. So if you would please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we are humbled today that you give us another day of life, dear Lord. The Lord, I ask that you be with this court, dear Lord, as we discuss the county business. I ask that you help us make the right decisions, dear Lord. Lord, I want to pray for our elected officials and our county employees and the whole county as a whole, dear Lord. Also, pray for this nation, dear Lord. I pray for the brave men and women that are out fighting for our freedom, dear Lord. I pray for the first responders, dear Lord, as with this COVID, they're still trying to take care of us, dear Lord. I ask that you be with the millions of people that are sick, dear Lord. I just ask you that you touch them, dear Lord, and bless them with the healing power that you have. Dear Lord, again, we just thank you for all the blessings that you give us, dear Lord, and ask that you please forgive us and we say what you do. Then we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Excuse me for just a second. All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We're here this morning, and we have Judge Hugel, who is going to. Is he here?
Not yet.
Okay. He's going to connect with us on Zoom. He had hearings this morning at 9:30, so we'll go ahead and start our meeting. But when he calls in, we'll probably take a break and go with him and let him do his business. So. The first item of business we have today is to approve our minutes of the regular meeting of September 28th of 2020 and special call meetings, or special meetings of September 25th, 2020 and October 2nd, 2020. So y'all had a copy of those. Do I hear a motion that we approve those minutes as written? Motion made by Commissioner King. Do I hear a second? Second by Commissioner Martinez. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right. Our next item on the agenda is the auditor.
Good morning. If y'all will bear with me, I have several budget amendments this morning. The first is to recognize unbudgeted expense for our TERT's third quarter payment.
Just let me know whenever you're here.
And just to clarify what TERT's is, it's the tax increment finance zone collection.
Okay.
And we'll do it every quarter. So the first one I have is for the non-departmental TERT's participation, and this is Hale County, and that amount is $245.79.
All right. You've heard the request on a budget amendment in reference to the TERT's participation in the amount of $245.79. Do I hear a motion that we approve this budget amendment?
I make that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Martinez. Do I hear a second? Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
And then my second budget amendment is to recognize unbudgeted expense for the TERT's third quarter payment to the city of Plainview. And this is for the general road and bridge. The TERT's participation, and it is 11 cents. And that account number is 018-620-4496.
Okay, a budget amendment, from the general road and bridge toward the, third participation in the amount of 11 cents. Do I hear a motion that we approve this budget amendment? Motion made by Commissioner Key. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by, Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right.
Okay. And my next budget amendment is to recognize unbudgeted reserve for the purchase of the hangars from Rocket Aviation. And this is from to the general fund, carryover from previous year. 010-360-3804, and it's in the amount of $175,132.98.
All right, have a budget amendment from the general fund carryover from the previous year, to recognize unbudgeted reserve for the purchase of the hangars at Rocket Aviation, from Rocket Aviation, in the amount of $175,132.98. Do I hear a motion to approve that? Motion made by Commissioner King. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
My next budget amendment is to recognize unbudgeted expense for the purchase of the hangars from Rocket Aviation, from the general fund transfer to airport maintenance, and that account number is 010-700-4752, in the amount of $175,132.98.
Okay, this is the, general fund transfer, to airport maintenance in the amount of $175,132.98 to purchase the hangars from Rocket Aviation. Do I hear a motion to approve this budget? Motion made by Commissioner Martinez. Do I hear a second? Second by Commissioner King. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
My next budget amendment is to recognize unbudgeted revenue, for the purchase of hangars from Rocket Aviation. And this is from, the city of Palm Beach's participation. And that account number is 052-360-3803, in the amount of $775,000.
All right, this budget amendment is from the city of Plainview participation in the airport, purchase of the hangars in the amount of $775,000. Do I hear a motion to approve this budget amendment? Motion made by Commissioner King. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
My next budget amendment is to recognize unbudgeted revenue for the purchase of hangars from Rocket Aviation for the airport Hell County participation. That account number is 052-390-3010, in the amount of $175,132.98.
Okay, this budget amendment is, for Hell County participation in the airport, on the purchase of those hangars in the amount of $175,132.98. Do I hear a motion to approve this budget
I'll
amendment?
make that motion, Judge.
Motion made by Commissioner Martinez. Do I hear a second? Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
And my final budget amendment is to recognize the unbudgeted expense for the purchase of hangars from Rocket Aviation. And the description is airport acquisition, and that account number is 052-617-4554, in the amount of $950,132.98.
Okay, this one is for the airport acquisition in the amount of $950,132.98. Do I hear a motion to approve this budget amendment?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Kelly. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Martinez. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed? All right.
Thank you, that's all I have.
All right.
Thank you, Wayne.
Our next item is the treasurer's office.
Okay, Judge, I want to correct my amount for last Friday on the accounts payable. We looked at the amount of a transaction in the fuel, and there's a difference of $249.57. So the amount I need you to approve this morning is $1,259,839.79.
Okay. So on the accounts payable, in the amount of $1,259,839.79. Do I hear a motion to approve the accounts payable?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Martinez. Do I hear a second? Second by Commissioner King. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right.
Okay, Judge, my next item is to discuss and decide on the disability right complaint that we have with DOJ. And I explained to y'all what I knew Friday, so I know the county attorney's here, and Judge, I don't know if you got a chance to talk to him.
I didn't talk to Jim, of course, he's here this morning, so, but I did get an email from him, a copy of an email, in which, Jim, I understand your position to be that you would think it would be beneficial to the county to, let the TAC attorney or attorneys, address this matter.
Yes, sir. I think it would be beneficial. First of all, I think that we need to find out, is this actually, what's complained about, is it actually an ADA violation? And if so, how can we fix it? I think actually Carla's already working to get this taken care of, so it may be a big point. Some of it anyway. But I think that would be beneficial. You know, if it goes any further, you're obviously going to have to, you would have to look at either hiring an attorney or hopefully the insurance would provide defense if it got that far. But I think it would be beneficial, especially to have somebody that probably deals in this, you know, as their career rather than trying to guess at what we need to do or how far we have to go to remedy the problem. Some of their complaint to me is just like a design issue, and I don't think you would say, well, you, as a matter of law, you've got to choose Times New Roman font versus Comic Sans Serif. So,
Yeah.
That's just, if we want to have some crazy font on our website, I think that's probably, it may not be smart, it may not look good, but that's our deal, so.
Now, am I correct, this is a lawsuit, but it's against a number of counties, not just one
Right,
county?
it's actually, right now, it's just a complaint to the DOJ under the Americans with Disabilities Act. That would be kind of the precursor, I think. I think hopefully you would at least do what, I think the hope would be that if there are violations, that the counties would do whatever it is to at least get you up to ADA compliance. And I'm not saying we're out of compliance or anything else, because I don't know that.
Okay.
I do know one of the main complaints is, like, if there's something posted on the website that's a PDF document, if you're someone who uses a reader on your computer to access things like that, to read it to you, those documents don't interface with those kind of programs as well as maybe an online, I don't know what it is, like a text document, but just like from your word processor document. So, and that's what I think Carl is looking at. It's probably a simple fix. Just, what it is, it's just, you post both versions or whatever in there. So.
Okay.
I would recommend that you avail yourself to the tax coverage. You know, you're paying for it, I think there may be some deductible involved. I think they can probably give the best help to you, so.
Okay, all right, well, thank you, Jim. All right, so, any questions to Jim or Ida about this?
Judge, I just want to repeat what I said on Friday, that there's several counties, there's 83 counties. But where I wanted to point out is that under our insurance coverage, we do have coverage for the help me here, Jim.
Public official.
The pre-claims, yes, sir, the pre-claim assistance. So they also said that because it's just it's a complaint right now, it's not a lawsuit, they anticipate for everybody to come up to par to what, and they also said we did not have to meet all their requirements, just as long as we're up to standard.
Okay.
So, anyway, I just wanted to say that part. If it does become a lawsuit, then we may go into, of course, y'all know, more funds, and they're saying that, it's a big unknown really at this point, we're just trying to reach.
So what we're needing to do is get the court to approve to let you contact TAC and tell them that we're going to take advantage of the pre-claim
Yes, sir.
coverage that they provide. And we can, whatever assistance we need to provide, we will.
That's right, and they'll meet with, they said they would contact our IT and make sure we're, wherever's needed to be corrected or whatever, they would assist.
Okay. Any questions of Jim Ryder? All right. If not, do I hear a motion that we allow Ida to contact TAG and ask them to assist us under the pre-claim coverage that we have with them? All right, motion made by Commissioner Martinez. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion?
Judge, do we need to put in there that you can sign any document or necessary?
Yeah, we might as well. I don't know if I'll have to sign anything, but if it gets to that, but would you be all right to amend your?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So we have a recommendation or a motion by Commissioner Martinez and a second by Commissioner Kelly to allow Ida to contact TAC and take advantage of the claim coverage that we have with them. And if I need to sign any documentation, that y'all allow me to do that. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right.
Okay, Judge, my next item is the open enrollment, and I just wanted to make the court aware that we're not gonna have the big deal at the Ollie Liner Center. We're actually just going to have Jan Holmes with Vision Concepts here to do the cafeteria plan, and we're offering the flu shot and also a couple of others. I do not recall what they are,
Okay.
but they're the same ones they offered last year. It was, can you help me, somebody? The shingle shot, yes.
Pneumonia.
And pneumonia shot.
Okay.
So, those are, and we'll have them set up here at the courthouse, and those are the only things we'll be offering.
And that's
this year.
November 4th.
Whatever date I gave you last Friday, Judge, I'm sorry I didn't write it down.
Let's see.
It's either the 4th or the 5th, wasn't it?
It's the 4th, is
Okay.
what you said Friday.
November 4th.
All right, you've heard the, do we need to take action on that, or is that
No,
just
Judge,
information?
I'm just giving you information
Okay.
for the minutes.
All right. Any questions about the open enrollment? All right. The next item is my agenda item. I gave you the report from, let's see, on Friday I gave the health center report. Today I have the Petersburg report for September 2020, the Petersburg EMS run report. They had a total of 2 runs. Both runs were outside of the city limits, and both of the runs were transport. For the month of September, Petersburg EMS had a revenue of $5,097 and expenses of $7,745.49 for a difference of a negative $2,648.49. Any questions about the Petersburg EMS report? If not, hear a motion to approve the Health Center EMS report for September and the Petersburg EMS report for September.
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion by Commissioner Kelly. Do I hear a second? Second by Commissioner King. Any discussion?
Judge, I'll have to abstain out of this because of the city of Petersburg.
Okay, all right.
Me being the city manager.
Okay.
You'll have to vote on this one, Judge.
Okay, no problem. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Shall we vote for them? Those opposed?
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. Jim, would it be all right with you if we come back to you?
Certainly.
Okay, thank you. Our next item this morning is Jan Torres is here. Jan's going to present to us a resolution for engineering services agreement for the project implementation in conjunction with the 2017 project number 2717171. Jan?
This is the packet of information that supports the resolution. And so we have gone through the necessary steps the county has to procure a new engineer. And so through the evaluation steps, 3 different proposals were submitted to the county. And those were reviewed by the selection committee, and that included the judge, and then also 2 of the representatives from the Halfway Water Supply Corporation, and that was Mr. Andrew Francis and then Dale Gibson. And so after the review of the proposals, it was decided upon to elect or to nominate Jacob and Martin, who has an office in Lubbock. And so that's what the resolution then would then support. So the procurement be awarded to Jacob and Martin Engineering.
All right, any questions of Jan? Jim, I did have a question. I know there's a resolution in this. Do I need to read that?
I guess it probably didn't hurt. I don't think it's very long.
I did bring the resolution with you, but oh, there we go.
I think I saw, there it is.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll go ahead if you, this is a resolution of the Commissioners Court of Hill County authorizing the judge of Hill County to enter into an agreement for engineering services for the 2017 Texas Community Development Grant Program Grant number 7217171 of the Texas Department of Agriculture. Whereas Hill County is seeking to contract with qualified Texas registered engineers to provide engineering services associated with the project implementation for the continuance of this Texas Community Development Block Grant Program project. Now therefore be it resolved by the Commissioners Court of Hill County that the judge is authorized to sign the contract with Jacob and Martin of Lubbock, Texas, for Hill County, Texas, for a contract for qualified Texas registered engineers to provide engineering services associated with the project implementation for the number 271717. And I believe there's another 1 that belongs on that. So,
Yes, sir.
project grant with the Texas Community Development Block Grant Program of the Texas Department of Agriculture. And if we pass and approve it, then I will sign it. So, do I hear no questions for Jan? Do I hear a motion that we allow to go forward with the contract with engineering services from Jacob and Martin?
I'll make that motion, Judge.
Motion made by Commissioner Martinez, do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you, James. What we'll do, Dan, when we get done, or if you want to go down and ask Rocio to put that, one in and print it out, and I'll be able to sign it. All right, thank you. All right. We heard from the Crisis Center of the Plains on Friday. I don't see the young lady here today, but, well, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, what my understanding is that they would like to recognize the 9 people in the area in which the Crisis of the Plains covered that have lost their life due to domestic violence, to bring awareness to domestic violence. And what they have done is they're having cutouts made with facts and information about these 9 individuals, and they would like to post them here around the courthouse for the week of Domestic Violence Awareness Week. And so, yeah, I hear a motion to allow them to do that. Motion made by Commissioner King. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Our next item is Commissioner of Precinct 1.
Okay, this has to do with the probation office floor covering. Kenny had worked on this project in the beginning and kind of ran into a few issues. He asked me, this company he got decided they were not equipped with something to rebuild the floors in the probation office. So he asked me if I could find somebody that I knew who could step in and take over that and do the actual installation of the floor cover. So I had a friend who owns Rodriguez Construction and Remodeling, and we got him to come in and do it. And the original bid, I think, was like $10,560. But they basically had to go in and Gabe and them have basically poured a new slab of concrete down through this intersection of the probation office. So the bill has changed from that to $14,260. And the actual, where it went up was $2,500 for prep and a $1,200 bill for furniture moving it in and out. And I'm asking today to agree with that and have this paid and cut them a check for half of that today to be paid out of Fund 11, and half of that will be $7,130.
Who's the vendor?
Rodriguez Construction and Remodeling.
Okay. And you're putting that in the form of a
I'm
motion?
putting it in the form of a motion.
Okay.
Because those guys have been over there at night and a lot of times you go on that floor.
Okay. So you've heard the motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion?
And some of this is some of that stuff that you can't see when you're just looking at a floor that's already been covered with carpet.
Yeah.
It all happens when you start hanging it up, and there you go.
Okay. All right. So if there's no other discussion, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Our next item, we have with us this morning Ms. Diane Martinez, and she wants to discuss abandoned properties and other issues in the facility.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for the consideration of getting the roll-offs for Seth Ward, and that was a tremendous help and success. We're still waiting for the dumpsters that Mr. King said would be out here. I tried to call you to discuss
Yeah, I
this.
forgot to call you back, it was crazy last week, I apologize for that.
Okay, but what we're trying to do now for Seth Ward is to get a board of citizens that live out there to try to help the situation. We've got a couple of problems that we've run into. And for those of you who don't know the history of Seth Ward, I'll just take a minute to tell you. It was started by a minister, and his name was Seth Ward. And he was an ordained minister, and in trying to honor him, and both Jimmy Dean were trying to clean up the area, and this is a picture of him. He started Seth Ward in the 1900s, shortly after Plainview, very adjacent to Plainview. So because of his ministry and Jimmy Dean and how Seth Ward has come down, we're trying to better it. And some of the other things that I have done and research is the median household income for Seth Ward is only $33,000 a year. The average household income is only $46,000 a year, 46 a year. And these people just can't afford this. They can't afford the $60 a month dumpster. They can't afford to go out to the landfill. They can't go out there with a water bill like the Plainview citizens can. So Harold, that's why you're finding all the trash in the ditches. And so we're trying to stop that. Maybe having one central location where they can just go throw it will avoid all the other trash all over the ditches and Harold's crew having to go out there to pick that up. So October 24th is the other set day for the roll-offs. Those two really got full, and we were hoping to get 3 for October 24th because we still have quite a bit out there to do. In my research, I also found out that there are 94 families that own property out in Seth Ward who live inside Plainview city limits. So this property belongs to them, but they live inside city limits, so they've totally forgotten it, abandoned it. They're not going out there to clean it up or regulate it, and I don't know if there's something that we can do or y'all can do to help us. I know the only governing body for that area is Harold King. So we're gonna need his assistance in trying to figure out a solution for that. There are 48 families who have property out there in Seth Ward who no longer live anywhere around here. They've totally moved away. AG Producers of Bushland, Texas has 9 lots that are not ever cleaned up. Boy Scouts of America own 2 lots. There are several families who own a multitude of lots, and we're trying to work with them to get it cleaned up. So your assistance in reaching out to these families who own property out there and live in Plainview, I did reach out to Jeff Johnson. There's no code enforcement that he can help us with in regulating that. It will have to be something that we set up with the county and maybe with Mr. Hipolito, and I've visited with him a little bit. So Harold, that's why I was trying to call you to discuss this with you and see what we could do as we set up this board for Seth Ward and
I
citizens.
know when Mario was sitting on the court, I don't know how many years ago, the commissioner was sitting where I'm at now, actually tried or had a public hearing on setting up ordinances and trying to do some of the stuff that you're trying to do. And I don't know if it's this courtroom or the other.
And it was on the 3rd floor.
It was on the 3rd floor. They almost had, they have a mob.
Yes. I've heard about that, and that was a long time ago, and we're trying to do something a little different, maybe not code enforcement. I know a lot of families out there don't want it, but some kind of county assistance, some kind of county rules, and maybe Mr. Hipolito, the same way he can regulate whether they can have a septic system out there or not. And maybe something that falls under his guidance, that he can help us with that. And reaching out to these families. We are trying to send letters to the families in Plainview who own property out there. We're gonna need like $70 worth of postage to mail them letters. The to see if they'll, because, you know, if you read all the comments on social media, Seth Ward is dirty, Seth Ward is dirty. We're trying to clean it up, but do you realize how many people own property that live inside the city? And we need to get their assistance in cleaning up their own property. So however you can help us, Harold, if you'll visit with us, there's several other citizens that are out there.
If you'll let me know when you want to have the meeting, I'll come and sit down and
Okay.
visit with you.
Okay.
Well, right, what we run into as a county, as far as rules and regulations, if we start having rules and regulations out there, then it's gonna go, and it may go countywide, and we don't have enough resources and money to go countywide. We're not, the county government is not set up like a municipality where they have building departments for sewer and water and some of the tax money that they get from certain things. We don't have those things with the county government, so it's a little harder for us to try to implement things like that. That's where we're, I wouldn't, I guess like handcuffed. As far as that, we're just different than municipalities in the way all that's rules and regulated.
Yeah, and I'm looking into those rules with other counties and how that, but your help on that would appreciate it, and if you give us a status on those subjects, we have a lot of counties that are asking. Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, Ms. Martinez. Any other questions of Ms. Martinez?
No.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, the judge, Debbie, you haven't received anything?
No, I
from the
haven't.
people?
Not yet.
I know he,
I know a little bit about that,
I figured, Jim, between me and you, we can probably establish what he's wanting the court to know, so probably not in the manner that he would provide it to us, but, we talked a little bit about it Friday. What I understand it to be is, he has a hearing,
He's in court right now.
okay, he has a hearing, I believe, the last part of November, in which he has to have a jury, and with everything that's going on, you know, even under best of circumstances, it's difficult a lot of times to get an adequate jury pool. But then when you throw a pandemic on top of that, so he's going to have to send out probably twice the number of notices for a jury pool than he normally would. And of course, he's concerned about the number of people that may show up when they do that. And so what he would like to do is to, and correct me, Debbie or Jim, if I'm misspeaking, but what I understand he wants to do is to have everyone report out to the Ollie Liner Center, where they can socially distance themselves, receive instructions. Are they gonna do, I know they're gonna bring them back and do the interviews back at the Justice Center, but what are they gonna do their excuses or exceptions there in Ollie Liner?
My understanding is that he may conduct the whole proceeding out there from court hire to qualification to court hire to trial. I think they originally thought they could use the jury assembly room and maybe split the panel in two and some stuff like that, but I think when you start measuring 6 feet and stuff and trying to keep people apart, the groups get pretty small pretty fast, so I understand what the resolution, Judge, did you get that in the box that
No, sir, I did not get that.
I'll give that to you. but,
Okay.
We came up with a resolution, that would basically, y'all would designate the Ollie Liner Center as an additional auxiliary court building. So it's really similar to the Justice Center as far as that goes. And it'd be for use of, from the JP courts on up to district courts if anybody needed any, have a jury trial or some other in-person proceeding that would be feasible in the current facility. So that's my understanding, is that he's wanting to conduct and may need to conduct the whole trial.
Okay. Yeah, know, we don't wanna, I'd rather pass something overreaching than that would limit him, so, and I did discuss with him Friday about setting the arrangements he needed to make with, Benny as far as the dates and things like that, so, do I hear a motion that we would allow, the Holly Liner Center to serve as an auxiliary courthouse or court building for the purpose of holding in-person proceedings? Motion made by Commissioner King. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Martinez. Any discussion? Jim, thank you for helping me on that. So, if there's no other discussions, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And then our last item on the agenda is with our county attorney, and it is in pursuant, closed meeting pursuant to section 551.087 to discuss or deliberate regarding commercial or financial information that a governmental body has received from a business prospect that the government body seeks to have locate, stay, or expand in or near the territory of the governmental body and with which the governmental body is conducting economic development negotiations and to deliberate the offer of financial or other incentives to said business. So, if we could, we'll close the courtroom, go into discussion with Jim, and then we'll reconvene back in court. And if we take any action, we'll do it in open court. So if y'all would mind stepping out, this, I wouldn't think would take very long.